What's up, guys? It's me, Sean, and today we are now doing the history of Russia. I've been training for so long, so many times. Don't tell me I'm just looking because it's literally dark over there. Well, I'm scared of the dark. I don't know what's inside of the dark, but I don't know. Also, I have my geography Earth or something, so I can know geography more better. So we are now about to tell the history of Russia. So we are going to the medieval times. To the medieval times, when Europe, there's no countries except for Egypt or something. There was groups of people migrating over in Siberia or something. They were migrating through to Moscow. And you know what they did? After several BC years, after the medieval ages, they've made a new country called the Kievan Rus. And the Kievan Rus was a strong country back then. It was very big, but it collapsed. Yeah, it just literally collapsed because about the Mongol Empire, which the imperial is Genghis Khan. And also, they invaded through Europe, but they lost. They lost the war because of the death of Genghis Khan. And after that, the Mongol Empire broke apart into several countries, and which is the Golden Horde, which has several puppet states, including one, it's Russia. It's Russia. I don't know what's the name because it has thing the flag that has Jesus, but I don't know what it is. It's their god or something. And after the Golden Horde collapsed, Russia now became independent and invaded their neighboring countries, just like the bad Austin painter, which killed so many Jews. And do you know what they did? They invaded through Siberia, so no country would invade through Siberia because there is nothing in Siberia. There's so many mountains, it's so cold that could definitely kill a Turkish man in World War I. And also, I should not do that because I don't know why. Why did I do that? Okay. Anyways, they called themselves the Tsarist of Russia. And the flag really doesn't look that bad. The flag really looks kind of bad. It looks like Georgia, but a ripoff. Yeah. And also, after that, they claimed their lands Europe. Also, they fought for Sweden just to get Finland and the Baltics. And when they were actually expanding, Napoleon Bonaparte came. If you don't know what's Napoleon, he looks like this, and this is the Kingdom of France. Why am I doing this position? Why am I doing this? Ew. And Napoleon really wanted to rule Moscow, so he told his troops to go to Moscow. But there's no people. Nothing. So the Russians had their plan on their sleeve. After France got Russia, it was very boring, so they just go back. Or the soldiers fought or something. Or it's just the Siberian mountains. I don't know which. It's ABC, 1, 2, 3 or something. I don't know what it means. I don't know how, but I don't know how they lost because maybe it's just a secret attack, a plan invading through the thing, I don't know. But they actually go back. They go back because it was very boring. And after that, Russia now invaded through Paris, and Napoleon was exiled to Saint Helena. And also, they continued expanding. They declared war on Japan or something, but they lost, and also Qing Dynasty or something, I don't know, blah blah blah. And Russia didn't invade Qing Dynasty, right? Also, if you don't know what's King Dynasty, this is the flag, by the way. It's very a big country at once. And World War I struck. And the Germans were actually pushing through. They were winning and they need to face the worst. They literally face the worst. I mean, like they literally face the worst, like in Russia or something. I'm sorry that the Germans were actually winning in Russia. Well, they're not. Because in 4 a.m. they need to release like a gas bomb to the Russians. But like they think it's very normal. They're just going to like die out because they don't have like gas tanks or like gas masks just like theirs. But there was something very, very disturbing. The Russian soldiers literally became zombies and just woke up and just killed them. It's very insane. Like, no way. Like, they literally became like true zombies, like in World War I. And the Germans were so terrified. And also, I forgot the Russian Revolution, which happened in October? Oh, it's the October Revolution. And the October Revolution happened. The Bolsheviks actually pushed through and won the war of the Russian Civil War. There's so many countries like independent, but they're unindependent now. They like sended refugees all around Russia, and they actually won. And after that, they just chilled. They chilled for rest of a while until World War II struck. Another war. If you don't know what's World War II, it's a second war. And maybe World War III is gonna start? I don't know. And also, the Nazis were actually winning. I mean, actually. They're winning because their like countries were like losing. They're like becoming more poor. They were like getting poor. They had no lose until the Nazis reached Moscow and the Soviets surrendered. Just kidding! They literally Uno reversed them and literally just pushed back. Yeah, they really pulled an Uno reverse card on them. And Hitler was like, "Nine! How about we change our plan to go to Moscow to Stalingrad?" Yeah, that's what Hitler said to his generals. So the Nazis go through like the Caucasus just to get oil. Okay, the 4th Panzer Army was going down to get the Caspian oil, and the 6th Army is going through Stalingrad, which made so many people die out. Over 3 million people died in the city of Stalingrad, which is now Petrograd or something. But after that, General Shukov, if you don't know what's General Shukov, he actually looks like this, by the way. And also, General Shukov actually said, "How about we encircle the city of Stalingrad?" And also, Stalin said, "Da." He said, "Da." He just said, "Da." And so, General Shukov told his soldiers to like encircle Stalingrad, and it actually worked. And the Nazis were actually losing now. The Soviets were going through to the east, and also the Allies going to the west through Sicily, and Hitler killed himself, and that was the end of World War II, except for Asia or something. And now Stalin is having a happy life until he literally just started the Cold War. Or maybe it's Eisenhower. If you don't know what's Eisenhower, he looks like this. Okay. Anyways, Stalin wanted to rule the world. I mean not rule the world. He wants to make every single country communist. And the opposite is the capitalist people. Like the United States. If you don't know geography and you don't know the United States, this is the shape and this is the flag. And if you don't know your country, you definitely know it. And in 1950, the Korean War struck. The leader of North Korea before wanted to rule the whole Korean peninsula. Yeah, So they invaded full South Korea and they won. But it's just like last time. So South Korea pulled the and South Korea pulled the Uno reverse card and went to Pyongyang, bordering China. But Mao Zedong actually told his like soldiers to go through. And it was like a 50-50. What is going to win? Who is going to win? I don't know. But they stopped. And they made a peace treaty to not attack. And they became best friends. But no, they didn't become best friends. And Stalin was like very raged because he was very angry at the leader. He didn't want like the Korean peninsula because they're very useless of him. Even if he likes the Sea of Japan or something like that, he doesn't like it. But the leader of North Korea didn't listen to him and just invaded through South Korea. Well, at least Joseph Stalin was a little bit happy. And the capitalists were like, or something like that because about like the Uno reverse card or something. And Stalin? He's dead! And also, I forgot to talk about the Europe. There was like a side of NATO and the Warsaw Pact. They were like both separated from there. And also, Berlin is separated? Separated? What do you mean? Also, the west side is capitalist and the east side was communist. And they wanted to unite together. They want to unite together or something. Yeah. They wanted to like unite together, but that's gonna happen soon. And also, Stalin actually died. Also, they've been replaced to like a guy or something, like a new leader. Also, why am I moving my chair? Okay, now let's go back to position. And I keep saying and in Southeast Asia, Vietnam was actually separated. And this is just like the one thing like NATO and like the Warsaw Pact or something. It was like North Vietnam and South Vietnam. And also, if you don't know what's like North Vietnam and South Vietnam, this is North Vietnam, or just called Vietnam or something. And this is South Vietnam. And they wanted to unite just like the Korean War. So North Vietnam declared war on South Vietnam. And they actually won. The Vietnamese actually won from Russia and China support. Yeah. And the United States was like, no, we cannot lose this war. We don't want all of the world to be communist. We want all the people to be capitalists. Capitalist? Capitalist. But there was literally two countries in there, like, there was literally two countries in the Americas which were communist. Cuba and Chile. Also, the leader of the United States was so mad that they declared war on Cuba, but they actually won from the Cuban submarines, by the way. I actually voted for America, but I'm communist. So, okay, anyways, Cuba actually won, and the Soviet leader actually said like, wow, it's a gold victory, but he already died. He's now dead. And there was like a weird like the leader. I cannot explain it or something. I cannot explain it, but the leader kissed the United States leader or something. Ew, okay, get that out. Get that off of camera. And he was a weird president. Like, he is so weird, bro. He kissed the United States president or something. And there was like a war going on from NATO and the Warsaw Pact. They wanted to unite. They want NATO to control all of the Warsaw Pact, just like Berlin. And after years and the replacings of Wait, let me go back. I don't remember the lines. I don't remember the lines. So after like several years and the president's changed over and over and over again until collapse of the Soviet Union. But we don't talk about that first. We need to talk about the Warsaw Pact. And countries were breaking out of the Warsaw Pact. They don't want to be here anymore. And West Berlin and East Berlin finally united, and also Germany is now united to East Germany. And I just burped. Oh my god. And Czechoslovakia broke apart, Yugoslavia broke apart, and the Soviet Union was now collapsing. It was collapsing so many countries like Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Belarus, and the Baltic countries and the Stan counties. And the Soviet Union collapsed, and it remains a country which faced the worst in World War II. And also, there is now a new country, and it's called Russia. If you are an American, you very hate Russia, but you haven't seen the shape of Russia yet, or you did like somewhere. So if you don't know what's Russia, it looks like this. And this is the leader, Putin. I don't know how to pronounce Putin, so I'm just gonna call him Putin. Okay, and now, Putin really wanted to revive the Soviet Union. He wants to revive the Bolsheviks. I don't know why. So in 2022, they invaded Ukraine, and they took Crimea, and they literally they are still invading Ukraine till this day. Even if I'm recording, so many people are dying in Ukraine and the Russian border. Yeah, I'm definitely explaining that so many soldiers died. So many soldiers faced the worst, and they need to see their best friends just die out, just like the All Quiet in the Western Front. And that is the history of Russia. And also, bonus, Russia actually invaded for Alaska, but they traded it to the United States. They were best friends back then, but they're not. They just hate themselves. And that is the history of Russia. And also, please support my channel. It's me, Sean. Yeah. Gaming, it's also a gaming channel, and you need to subscribe to it because I'm losing subscribers or something. I don't know. You should join the Sean Army, and you should do it right now. So, like and subscribe for the next geography video. So, bye-bye, guys.